It's an age-old controversy. Are you and I the product of random chance and evolution, or is there a plan and intelligence behind the universe? Well, a group of scientists, very eminent scientists I might add, say the answer is intelligent design. And as Galen Tethrow reports, they've started a new movement that has some evolutionists up in arms.
The Dover, Pennsylvania School Board is on trial in the state capitol. Their crime? They wanted to tell high school students once a year that evolution is only a theory. They also wanted to mention an alternate theory, intelligent design. That was too much for some parents. They sued, claiming intelligent design is religious and illegal in school. The judge will decide the case in the next few weeks. So is intelligent design really just religion in disguise? Do both biology and astronomy support ID? And who are these people promoting intelligent design? To answer these questions, we went to the Discovery Institute in Seattle, the heart of the intelligent design controversy. Dr. Stephen Meyer is head of Discovery's Center for Science and Culture. He says to ban design theory as mere religion is wrong.
And in fact, it's a science-based argument that may have implications that are favorable to a theistic worldview, but the argument is based on scientific evidence.
But perhaps these ID experts aren't really reputable.
And these are people with serious academic training, PhDs from very, not just reputable, but elite institutions. And they are people doing research at the key pressure point issues in biology and physics, and so their arguments are based on cutting-edge knowledge of developments in science.
So, what is the evidence from researchers like biochemist Dr. Michael Behe? He's a PhD graduate of the University of Pennsylvania and a senior fellow of the Discovery Institute. And he's an expert on these. See the little tails on these bacteria? They're actually called flagella. Inside the bacteria are exquisitely engineered inboard motors that spin the flagella at an amazing 100,000 revolutions per minute. Darwin said such complexity had to develop piece by piece. Behe says that's bunk. All the pieces are needed in place all at the same time, or the motorized tails wouldn't work ever, period. Darwin's gradual theory has no good explanation, intelligent design does. Behe makes the case for ID in a video called Unlocking the Mystery of Life. But first, the narrator.
The thimbleful of cultured liquid can contain more than 4 billion single-cell bacteria, each packed with circuits, assembly instructions, and miniature machines.
There are little molecular trucks that carry supplies from one end of the cell to the other. There are machines which capture the energy from sunlight and turn it into usable energy.
Intelligent design experts say the more you know about biology and some of the weird creatures like this island lizard, the worse it gets for Darwinism. Consider the workings of the genetic code you see animated here. That code produces all kinds of molecular machines, plus all the other components of life. ID advocates say to believe those components are just Darwinian accidents takes a blind faith in the creativity of dumb molecules. So with growing evidence of design, isn't Lehigh University, where Behe teaches, proud of this cutting-edge scientist who wrote the 1996 bestseller Darwin's Black Box? Hardly. In August, all the other biology faculty members came out with a political statement. On the department's website, they stated intelligent design has no basis in science, but they cited no evidence and made no references to any scientific research. Dr. John West, a political scientist at Seattle Pacific University, is a senior fellow at Discovery Institute. He says these political responses to scientific issues are getting nasty.
Hate speech, speech codes, outright persecution and discrimination that's taking place on our college campuses, in our school districts, against both students and teachers and faculty members.
In fact, universities are evolving into centers for censorship. 5 years ago, Baylor University dismissed mathematician Dr. William Dembski from his position, primarily because he headed a center for intelligent design there. This September, the University of Idaho banned any dissent against evolution from science classes, a slam on university biologist Dr. Scott Minnick, a noted supporter of ID.
The school seems to be confusing where it's at. Is it in Moscow, Idaho, or in the old Moscow, Russia? You know, because in issuing this edict that that no view differing from evolution can be taught in any science class.
And at Iowa State University, over 100 faculty members have signed a petition against intelligent design, an apparent political attempt to intimidate ISU astronomer Dr. Guillermo Gonzalez. because he writes about ID. Gonzalez is in fact co-author with philosopher Dr. Jay Richards of The Privileged Planet. Both scholars are also connected with the Discovery Institute. The book and related video argue that astronomy also shows evidence of design. For instance, the Earth has numerous aspects just right for our existence. Gonzalez explains.
We find that we need to be at the right location in the galaxy, that we're inside the circumstellar habitable zone of the star, that we're in a planetary system with giant planets that can shield the inner planets from too many comet impacts, that we're orbiting the right kind of star that's not too cool or not too hot.
And these are just 4 of 20-some characteristics of Earth that make our planet unique. Right for life, right for discovery by human science.
So you have life and the conditions for discovery happening at the same places. Well, that to us suggests that there's something more than a cosmic lottery going on. That sounds like a conspiracy rather than a mere coincidence. And so that, to me, is the tiebreaker in the question.
And there's more. The finely tuned underlying rules of the universe. They're called physical constants. One of them is gravity. But what if gravity weren't constant?
Imagine a machine able to control the strength of each of the physical constants. If you changed, even slightly from its current setting, the strength of any one of these fundamental forces, such as gravity, the impact on complex life would be catastrophic.
In plain terms, a bit more gravity would mean any creature larger than the size of a pea would be crushed into nothing. And a little less gravity would mean the Earth would come unglued and fly off into space. But Darwinism has been maintaining that advanced life is easy to produce all over the universe.
Almost everything we've learned in this area of astrobiology suggests that, look, this just is not going to happen very often. Now, that might be, sort of depressing for scriptwriters for sci-fi movies, but that's where the evidence is taking us.
Despite the attacks on ID, Meyer says the design interpretation of the evidence is exposing Darwinism as a theory in crisis.
I think we're reaching a critical point where Darwinism is going to be recognized as simply inadequate, and therefore the question of design is back on the table.
Just as this city shows all the earmarks of intelligent design, so does nature. Except nature's complex patterns are almost infinitely more intricate. Reporting from Seattle, I'm Galen Tethrow, CBN News.
Aren't you amazed that so-called people and institutions of higher learning that were supposed to have academic freedom and allow for the free expression of concepts and ideas and the search for knowledge, and here they say, no, we have an orthodoxy. This is our religion. We worship Charles Darwin and evolution, and you will not interfere with our religion. You cannot speak against our religion, or we will excommunicate you from the society. Take you back to the medieval church, where the Pope said the earth is flat. And it doesn't matter how many people come up with telescopes like Galileo that say it appears to be round, Your Eminence. Oh no, you will be found guilty of heresy and exposed. And so also the scientists are guilty of a religion that is fatally flawed. Evolution is fatally flawed. And instead of saying, well, perhaps there are other alternatives, let's look at them, we are scientists, let's explore the truth, they're saying our orthodoxy, our religion, our God will not permit it. Well, you choose, ladies and gentlemen. I, for one, am choosing the way of freedom because Jesus said, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Terry?